Yeah, so we've been working on a lot of things. One of the biggest things is about contributing to the Thanksgiving Wednesday off break discussion, which is like having that Wednesday before Thanksgiving off for faculty and students and kind of working around the academic calendar to find the best approachable solution. This discussion was brought by FISCU and it's been happening. Now they're drafting a proposal, so they're really in the next steps. That was one of the main things that we have been discussing and like actively gathering student rep feedbacks for. One of our initiatives led by another rep is implementing a Weatherhead career webpage, which is to connect Weatherhead alumni and the current students for like internships, job opportunities, and stuff like that. The peer pre-med advising initiative is still ongoing. The concern bulletin board, which is what I really wanted to do last year upon election, is up and running. It's now a physical board. We've been collecting some student feedbacks that way, and now we're trying to make it really a virtual platform so that students can have a better and more accessible way of kind of anonymously submitting academic concerns. So those are some of the initiatives that we've been working on. Yeah, I feel like that's the like academic affairs is such an important topic on a college campus, and I do feel like the most important part is the transparency between faculties and students. So like these are what the faculties are proposing. These are the student opinions. These are what the students suggest. And these are what the faculty's opinions on those. And so academic affairs is really kind of that bridge between the general student body and the admins, kind of like USG in general, but like connecting that academic aspect for both perspectives. That's why we lead these initiatives. We talk to admins. That's why we sit on FISCU and the Senate and all these subcommittees to try to connect and build that bridge. Yeah, so I feel like this past year we have gone pretty above and beyond in fixing some of the problems that we identified. One of the problems was the academic policies that are being discussed at FISCU or the Senate or the subcommittees are not being communicated clearly enough to the general student body, and we've been working hard on that. So we've been bringing back way more discussions from these committees to GA. We've been trying to publicize some of the results. We have been communicating to students to actively gather these feedbacks. That's what we've been working on, and I feel like there's definitely still a gap between where we are and where we want to be. And fixing that gap is something that we need to continue to work on. Additionally, I feel like there probably is a better way out there to gather active student feedbacks and student suggestions. The concern bulletin board being one of them, but like once there's a virtual platform up and running or collaborations with other committees or other student organizations, we should be able to find a better way to really enhance that bridge and to gather more student feedback and bring them back to the Senate. Yeah, so that's definitely a very good question because multiple schools usually have different academic policies or like specific requirements. What we do is we always elect enough representatives from different schools. So there's like a College of Arts and Science rep, there's a Weatherhead rep, nursing rep. So each college should be represented within our committee, like within USGGA, but also within our committee. Also, like when I've been appointing these reps onto the different subcommittees of FISCU, I try to make sure that different schools are represented in different committees so that students can really, these students can really represent different colleges and different aspects and majors of studies because some of them do have specific requirement, nursing being a pretty unique one. And that's what we've been doing. That's what we'll continue to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like More collaboration, like we could always benefit from more collaborations between different subcommittees, and also kind of speaking off of the academic affairs aspect of faculty student connection, but USG in general as a faculty student connection bridge. The first one is just about like when we talk about collaborating with different committees, like publicizing these discussions that are appropriate, that are mature, and that are being implemented to the student body. Maybe collaborating with the communications committee, collaborating with student life, collaborating, like more collaboration is always good because we hear different aspects, and really utilizing that benefit of getting the opportunities to sit on all these committees to the best of its advantage, and also USG as a whole to gather more feedback from the student body and really trying to facilitate that communication and improve the transparency of academic but also in general policies on campus. Yeah, I feel like we've been a pretty productive committee. We've been a pretty productive student organization at USG as a whole, and I really hope if I get the privilege to serve again to get to implement all our great ideas to really facilitate that communication. So yeah.